All right, Coach Rob, 3 Strong. Hey, what's going on? Coach Rob with 3 Strong. I'm going to continue talking about the overhead press and some little tips on how to have those shoulders feeling really good and awesome, because the overhead press is really the ultimate shoulder movement. So, last time talked about keeping those elbows tucked, and that's as you're bringing the weight down and at the bottom. Well, what should we focus on to keep that good technique, to keep those elbows from flailing out? This is what you do, all right? This is the same technique that I teach on the bench press. If you want to learn that, watch my bench press video. But it's the same thing. You're going to grab this bar, and I want you to think about spreading the hands. So you're going to grip that bar nice and tight, and you're going to think about pulling those hands apart. Even though they're not going to move, you're just holding it tight. Think about pulling it apart, and it's interesting how it's very difficult to do that with the elbows flailed out. Once we get the elbows in tight, we close that gap there, and then we grab that bar, and as you're pressing up, grip it tight, and think about pulling your hands apart. Tuck the elbows in at the bottom, pull the hands apart all the way up, bring it down. And this is going to give you a really solid, streamlined overhead press. Notice how when I start pushing, I don't have these funky angles here. Once I drive up, my elbows are right underneath my wrists. My forearms are vertical, and I have this solid, it almost looks like a piston. Just a solid drive up. Those elbows come straight back down. Notice how streamlined and straight this looks. I'm not getting these funky angles here. I'm driving straight up through the elbows. So pull those hands apart, tuck the elbows in, close that gap in the armpits, drive up, pull the hands apart, and that right there is how you're going to keep your shoulders healthy when you're doing an overhead press, and then you can just have fun with it. Once you get that technique locked in, start adding some weight and get strong. Okay? See you tomorrow.